Hello, this is Tom Styles, and we're back at the park again. And I'll move the camera around and show you my setup where I'm at. And if you watched one of my earlier videos where I was testing the Pl-606 in this park, and it's 8:45 Eastern Daylight Time in the morning on a Thursday morning. And the problem I had with that testing was about the same time. Is there's a station about, well, it's less than 2 miles from here, a local medium wave broadcast station, and it was just booming in that Pl-606. So today we're going to compare that radio to a couple other radios to see if they have the same problem, or even if the problem is still here. You know, conditions change, so you can get different things to happen, different conditions. So I'm going to kind of pan around here for a second and show you my setup. Stand by. Okay, here's my little handy dandy portable chair, and we're in the shade, of course. Since it's summertime here in Florida, it gets kind of hot in the sun. And then I have the, see if I can pan around here over here. Here's the cut-off telephone pole with my fishing pole used to raise my long wire antenna. And of course, Tampa International Airport is just west of me, so you're going to hear airplanes going overhead from time to time. And the wire antenna that I'm using came with one of my shortwave radios, and it's just a piece of wire about 20 to 25 feet long, and a connector on the end to connect to the radios. And I don't remember if all the radios I brought have an external antenna connection. I know the one I want to test, which is the Pl-606, excuse me, does, and the Pl-660 does, so I know those two. I also brought the 380. And again, we're situated in this park here, and it's fairly large, but what's ideal about the park is it appears to be away from any power lines. So there's no power lines close by. They're there, but they're not close by. So that's one of the big advantages of coming to the park. Okay, now I'm going to move the camera over to where my seat is, so hopefully you can look over my shoulder. Sometimes I don't get this set up correctly, and I'm showing a picture of my hairy leg or something like that. So where is the chair? Okay, there's the chair, and theoretically, if I sit down, then you should be able to see the radio, or radios. So let's see if I can sit down without falling down. And I look up at the camera, and right here would be the radio. Again, I'm in the shade, so I don't know if it's going to be bright enough, but I think I'm gonna go. I think it's a go. So we're going to start with the Pl-660, the radio I was initially testing here at the park, that was suffering from interference from a local station. Specifically, it was on 820 kilohertz. So we're going to plug in this external antenna, and that's the advantage I'm trying to achieve, is to use this external antenna. It's just a long wire, so there's no coax to shield it, but I'm out in this park, so hopefully there's not too much RF noise near me. So we're going to plug that in. We're going to turn the radio on. Can you see it right there? Yeah, maybe. I could zoom in, but if I zoom in, my chances of missing the picture of the radio are pretty high. That's what happened into one of my more recent videos. I zoomed in so you could see the radio, and then the radio wasn't in the frame anymore. Oh gosh, I need a camera. Oh well. So we'll turn it on. Wow. That's 10 megahertz. Let me turn it down. That's 10 megahertz, which should be, all I should be hearing is WWV if I'm hearing anything. and I'm hearing at least 2 medium wave stations. There may be even 3 medium wave stations coming in. Now, I'm going to disconnect the external antenna, that's the advantage of having it. Now, also, did I say now twice in a row? Anyway, the other advantage to coming to the park is to get away from any human input, interrupts or anything that I would have at home. But the problem is I'm coming here early in the morning, which is not the best time to listen to shortwave. Typically, and I say typically, not always, typically you want to listen to shortwave in the evenings. That's when, everything else being equal, that's when the signals are going to be coming in the strongest. Well, the park closes at sundown, so I can't come here at sundown. I could, and I may do that, I could come later in the afternoon, like an hour before sundown, and that way I would get some recording time. And then that would be, right now sundown is about 8:45, so I could come at 7, which is when things are starting to improve as far as shortwave listening. So I could do that. So that's one disadvantage I got this morning. It's morning instead of afternoon. So we're gonna turn this back up. Lots of interference. We're gonna unplug external antenna. Again, this is 10 megahertz trying to hear WWV. We'll extend. Gotta put this in my mouth. Okay, I can hear WWV. I can still hear that local medium wave station that's only less than 2 miles from me. So it's still getting interference from that medium wave station. So now I'm going to put this back down. So it's obvious that the Tecsun PL-606, I got to write that time. Sometimes I call it a 660. It's not a 660. A 606 is getting overloaded, even on its built-in telescopic antenna with that local station. Now, let me pull out, go to the other extreme. Price-wise, that radio is about $40, I believe. And now I've got my PL-660. Yeah, this is really the 660, which is about $125. I love this radio. It really performs well for me. And we're going to see how it does in this situation. So, we're going to turn the radio on. And we're going to tune to shortwave. And we'll go to 10 megahertz because that's where it was. And we'll turn the volume up. So I can hear WWV with the telescopic antenna collapsed. I'm going to put it up. Now the telescopic antenna on this radio is a lot longer than the other radio. Probably 50% longer. WWV is coming in fine. I hear no medium wave station. So I can use this radio and receive, at this time of the day, WWV on 10 megahertz. Okay, I'm going to collapse this telescopic antenna to get it out of my way. I can even hear the WWV station in Hawaii. I just heard her say something. Now, I'm going to hook up the external antenna. Whoa! Very loud WWV, but no, I guess it was the gal from Hawaii. I thought it was that, excuse me, shut up. I thought it was the medium, oh, now my alarm's going off. What the heck? I don't know what I was supposed to do at 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, I know what I was supposed to do. Never mind. The heck with that. I'm out in the park. I ain't gonna go do it. Where was I? Oh, I thought I was hearing interference from the medium wave station, but it turns out I think it was just the female voice from WWV in Hawaii. So let's turn the volume back up and see what we got. Oh. I am hearing in background that medium wave station. So even though the PL-660 is receiving better, it's still getting interference from that station, which doesn't surprise me because that station, like I say, is less 2 miles away from me, and I can't remember how powerful it is, but I think it's like 10,000 kilowatts maybe. So it's just blasting its signal into me. So I kind of give the Pl-606 a little credibility, even though it's suffering worse from the interference from this local station. Even the 660 suffers from it. So that's the test I want to do basically, is see if the more expensive radio, the PL-660, which is at least 3 times the price of the other radio, has that interference. Is not as bad. Let me listen to it. It's there. So you can really tell it. Let me do, now the way I discovered it on the other radio is I did an ATS function, automatic tuning and storing. Or it might have been on that radio, it might have been an ETM, which is the same idea except it stores what it found in temporary memory instead of so-called permanent. So let me do the ATS, which I think for the full spectrum, I think it's the down arrow push and hold. Yes, it is. So it's now tuning through the bands, and I see my batteries are getting kind of low on this radio. So we're going to see if it's getting that interference on other frequencies, and this takes a while because it's scanning the entire shortwave international bands, not the entire shortwave band. So it skips and just scans the international bands, and it's up to 4 megahertz right now. And I have no idea if this radio is in the frame of the camera or not. I don't even know if I even turned the camera on. Oh, I need a cameraman, terrible. So it's found 15 stations and or noise so far, and it's up to 5 megahertz. Again, not the best time of the day to listen to shortwave, especially on the lower bands. You can get in very early in the morning, I'm talking about 6 to 8 a.m. in the morning, you can get some shortwave reception on the lower bands. And then as the day goes on, the frequency at which you can receive shortwave station goes up. This is typical. All kinds of things can can alter that. And in like mid-noon to mid-afternoon, you get stations on the upper end of the shortwave band, 12 megahertz and up. And then as the sun starts to go down, then the lower bands start coming back. And once you get sundown, darkness, then you can start receiving the whole shortwave band again. So we're up to 9.7 megahertz. We've got 47 hits, of which a lot of them might be local AM stations. And again, now we're on the external antenna. Maybe the radio is in the frame. Oh my gosh. I've got my viewfinder on the camera pointed to me, but it's so bright out here, I can't really see it that well. That's my excuse. I mean, I'm not a professional. What the heck do you expect? God. Just frustrating. It's just frustrating. You know, you sit down, you record a video, and you go play it back, and it's a piece of junk. And then I go ahead and put it on the air anyway. I don't care. Okay. We're up to 13.5 megahertz, and we're up to 105 stations. And hopefully my battery won't die. It's on the first notch on the battery indicator. So I'm getting pretty marginal. So I don't get this take correct, or if it's not a little bit usable, it'll be a bust, and we'll have to come back another day when I've got some good batteries. That's one thing you all should always do when you go on a field trip, is to check your batteries before you leave. And I see about 10,000 mosquitoes in a wad right over there. I hope they don't come over here. I didn't put any insect repellent on this morning. Uh-oh, now the battery indicator is blinking. This could be a catastrophe. I normally keep extra batteries with me in my little bag there, but I've already used those on a previous trip. So only thing I could do maybe is possibly steal some batteries out of one of the other radios. And now the battery indicator is going completely off. So we could be in big trouble here. Come on, I might have to abort the scan just so I can use the last few ounces of power to show you what it's found. I think that's what I'm going to do, because it's still got a ways to go. It's up to 19 megahertz. So I'm going to abort this and see what I found. Let's go to, how come we're not in memory mode? I guess because I aborted it. Okay, here we are. Yep, AM station, medium wave. That's a good reception on station from Tennessee, United States. No interference. Medium wave coming through. Medium wave.
Going. But that's what I did with this. I don't have any neutralization, so to speak.
That sounds like a ham amateur radio operator on AM at 38.88. Could be close by.
So
probably going to lose the radio here in a few seconds. Yeah, I'm going to stop now because the battery's almost completely gone. But anyway, what I did prove there is, again, this time of day, close to that station, I'm getting interference even on the PL-660 radio. And it's not just a case of the less expensive 606 having that problem. So does my PL-660. So the next thing I'm going to do, not the very next thing, but one of the next things I'm going to do, is I'm going to find another park further away from the station. There's something, here comes that nest of mosquitoes. Further away from me, further away from me, yeah, mosquitoes get further away from me. Further away from that AM station, I'm going to go north, which is closer to where I live. And I know of one big park, it's north of me. It's further away than this park is, but it's definitely, get away from me, it's definitely away from that station. So that's the show. I'm going to take and get the heck out of here before the mosquitoes find out where I am. Thanks for watching, and I hope I recorded this. Bye-bye. Yay, record was on. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, now we can turn that off.